core were able to experience postseason basketball. That's something that you can really never replicate. I'm sure they'll be hungry for more of it, and credit Brad Stevens on a terrific job.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Now, here's Thomas. 21 points in the game. Here's Antetokounmpo. Feeds to right. Monroe against Thomas. Doubled by Lee. Monroe. It's hauled in by Thomas.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Turner passes to Lee. Parker against Turner, and he uses the glass on the layup. Turner's got his first points of the game.
Yeah, sloppy D there. You can't let him get the ball in his hands down there.
Extremely untidy on the defensive end. I mean, when he gets it in that close, that's an easy bucket.
Now, here is Monroe. Last game he had 13. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, so far for Coach Brad Stevens, the Celtics have had nothing but praise for their outstanding young coach. No surprise for those of us who know Brad. The team is really moving ahead in the rebuilding process, and he gets a lot of the credit for that.
And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. And then for Milwaukee, Spates checked in for Jabari Parker. Terrence Ross comes in for Chris Middleton. And it's Brown in for Wright. Now here's Smart. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Crowder with it. Now Monroe defending. Clock is at 3. And the rejection by Monroe. Now the Bucks moving it up. Antetokounmpo running and out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
And a chance here to check out how the Bucks ranked in the NBA last season. First in steals, third in points off turnovers. And they also showed up in the top 5 in opponent field goal percentage. A very improved defensive team.
And I really feel like they fed off their pressure defense. You mentioned all the steals. That got them out in the open court and created easy opportunities offensively.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Patterson, he's checked in for Monroe. And it's Vaughn in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And part of the reason why the Celtics are ahead of schedule in their rebuild is because of Coach Brad Stevens. He has everyone on the same page.
You know what? You talk around the league about Coach Stevens, and other coaches are just astounded by his work ethic. People around the league think he's already a top coach and could be one of the greats by the time he's done if he stays at the professional level.
Now here's Smart. Following the shot by Patrick Patterson. Smart kicks to Zeller. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
The Milwaukee Bucks ended last season 41 up and 41 down, a perfect 500 mark, and they were the epitome, Clark, of average at the end of the season, and as you can see, even during it.
Well, they're a young team, but at one point, 17-17, also had an 11-11 record against the East and 6-6 against the West.
It's deflected. It's stolen by Johnson. Crowder dishes to Smart. Inside. Crowder, the pass to Johnson. Celtics passing it around. Crowder kicks to Zeller. And he gets it to go. Zeller's got 8 points.
And the Bucks were average last season. I mean, they were 17-17. Also 7-7 at home. 10-10 on the road. 5-5 in the games leading up to that. So in every measurable way, they were 500.
Here's Ross. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
Terrific effort on that shot. I mean, he's given up a lot of inches in that mismatch.
Well, height, who cares about height? I mean, it's just a number. Hey, you got to go with what you got. And he took what he had right at him there. You know, just thinking back to that Milwaukee factoid again, I mean, the odds that we'll ever see something like that happen again are minuscule. I mean, that team was just destined to end up 41-41.
Marcus Smart was drafted to the Celtics as their future point guard. He came in with a lot of work to do and a skill set that people really liked. But his first season, Clark, was a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really was. He was an off guard in high school and in his first year of college as well. Really only played full-time at the point the year before he was drafted.
Now here's Brown. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Celtics leading by 12. Smart dishes to Crowder. The tray. Rebound, Milwaukee.
And for Smart, though, he still has a lot of work to do on his ball handling and passing. His shooting, I think, exceeded some people's expectations. 37% from the field last year was subpar, but his 34% accuracy from three was solid. He finally started going straight up on his jumper instead of leaning in, and his release looked money.
Shot's good.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the three.
Brown outside. Lets it go from deep. The clock runs out, and we're heading to... halftime. Celtics lead.
Kevin, I'm here with Dick.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. We have amped up home crowd joining us for our halftime. Isaiah Thomas having an outstanding game. He had 21 points and 1 rebound. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
They looked like they were playing an easy game.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We will see you after the game.
Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to get going again as this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports continues. Players are topped off with Gatorade, hydrated, and ready to get going again as well. Nice game. Great performance by Isaiah Thomas.
It's as if he can get to the rim any time he wants, and in that first half, he wanted to quite a bit.
And that's where his points were coming from. I mean, the defense has to do a much better job of challenging him at the rim.
Bradley and Turner filling out the perimeter. Olynyk is out there with David Lee, and it's Thomas in at the point. That's the Boston 5. Now, here's Bradley. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. Lee outside. Bradley passes to Turner. Trains the three-pointer. Turner's got the first points of the second half here for the Celtics.
That's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Let's face it, the defense is a step slow. You've got to take away the airspace.
Now here's Wright. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Wright's got his first 2 points.
Oh, how pretty was that? Used the rim to protect the ball perfectly.
Now here's Thomas. 21 points in the game. Rebound by Parker. Parker's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Over in the corner, on to Kumbo. No good. And it's Boston the other way. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That sets off a 5-game tour for them. Bradley kicks to Olynyk. Pass to Thomas. Now the feed to Lee. The dish to Olynyk from past the arc. And again, Boston with the triple.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Here's Thomas after the basket by Milwaukee.
And Jason Kidd has seen a lot of things in his first few years of coaching. Already changed teams once and it had some personnel issues, but you cannot deny that he knows how to get the most out of his teams.
Now here's Lee. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. 4 on the shot clock. Tries again, and yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
And Kevin, I got to tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant one there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on it.
Greg, I agree. He'd better be on his best behavior from now on. One more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here. And that one misses. Good on the second free throw. There's a screen. Here's Thomas. And that one comes up a bit short. And with Kidd, the results on the floor, Greg, speak for themselves. He knows what he wants out of his players, Clark, and he keeps them accountable.
And, you know, having that accountability is what made the Bucks so much better last season. Kidd is still a very young head coach, but I tell you what, he's shown me a bright future in that capacity for himself.
Thomas against Wright. The pass to Parker. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Jabari Parker is a rookie, drafted number 2 overall behind Andrew Wiggins. Clark, there was much debate about which of these players, which of these prospects would be better NBA players. What do you think?
Well, I think both showed they're very capable of being stars in the league. Parker got off to a great start, averaging 30 minutes a game until, unfortunately, he had the ACL injury. And Wiggins, conversely, went on to have a big-time season, winning Rookie of the Year.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
For Boston, they have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
And when you compare Wiggins and Parker, really 2 different types of players. I mean, Wiggins has that unmatchable athleticism. Parker beats you with an incredible skill and passion. Also, tremendous maturity for such a young player.
Bucks trail by 21. Right, left side. That one goes. Count it. And that's 12 points for Chris Middleton.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of look.
And, you know, going back to Parker versus Wiggins, guys, I mean, that debate could last a long time. Both guys have the look of perennial all-stars. It could be the number of championship rings that ultimately separates them.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. The Boston Celtics figured to be near the bottom of the league last year. In many ways, they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
And by no means were they a contender at any point, but they very well could be ahead of themselves in terms of the rebuilding process.
And with the Celtics being a surprise threat near the end of last season, even their losses were close games.
Now here's Middleton. He's got 12. And here is Turner. Dishes to Olynyk. Bradley kicks to Lee. Passes to Olynyk. Shot from 12. Boston, no good that time either.
To back up your point about the Celtics being in close games, I mean, their point differential on the year was less than where you would expect it to be for a team that made the playoffs. I mean, it really gives you an idea of how many close games they played.
And guys, the Greek Freak really improved his numbers across the board last season. Giannis was up in every measurable category except three-point percentage.
He's really improved his shooting, though, overall. The 3 ball still eludes him a little bit here and there. But what I like, Kevin, is his aggressiveness. That's what's making the difference in his game right now.
Now, here's Bradley. 9 points in the game so far. Boston, no good that time either.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look